creating new pathways for today's farmers.
We decided that we would put an arena in, and so this is our field of dreams.
I love my Red River Arena because it's easy to set up, it's durable, and I can rope in my backyard. It's nice to have an option like Red River to buy, able to put up, organize it however you want with extra panels, and take it with you if you ever have to leave it.
It's super easy, it's convenient, and I have wanted an arena on my property for years, and I finally was able to get it done.
Not only are they heavy, I haven't had a ball to be able to tear them up.
Red River Arenas, where tradition and innovation have merged seamlessly since 1984. Whether you're looking for a place to learn, a place to compete, or a place to belong, Red River Arenas is a small family business dedicated to making your backyard the place. While you're in Vegas, stop by our booth at the RMEF Hunter and Outdoor Christmas Expo at the Las Vegas Convention Center, booth 21321. Red River Arenas. Spend less, get more.
Let her buck. It's more than a saying. It's a way of life. It's taking on the day. It's leaning into what you're doing, whatever you're doing. And that's why it's on every bottle of Pendleton whiskey. It's not just poured. It's earned. Pendleton whiskey. Let her buck.
The West isn't just where we live, it's who we are. Western Justice stands as the guardian of our heritage, our lifestyle, our way of life. Every member strengthens our cause. Together, we can protect what matters most. Western Justice, preserving the spirit of the West, one member at a time.
They see us in the arena, but it starts long before the lights. We haul for hours, to chase seconds, to chase a dream most will never catch. We don't remember a time before it.
I love you.
And we don't want one after. It's the road. It's the risk. It's the wildest game you can play. Lead, don't follow.
Rodeo family runs deeper than blood. A connection that comes from passion, grit, pride, and respect. It's an unbridled force that makes you feel alive. Family forever.
Yes. Why, Lakin? Do something else with your life. Oh.
Oh, there he is.
Thank you. All right. It is over the halfway mark.
Woohoo!
We're almost there.
Yay!
That's what we're going to start telling ourselves. RümpChät, and judging by the size of our crowd today, the word has really gotten out about how good the live experience is here at RümpChät. It's going to be great. We're looking forward to it. Gentlemen, as we make the turn to the downhill slide, how are you?
I actually, strangely, oddly feel great.
Well, you're describing how you feel.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm actually good. I'm as Rumps, he always asks me if I'm okay, and I'm like, well, why? Because you're so happy.
Well, now you're describing your state of being. How are you?
Would you shut up? I'm great.
No, really, answer the question. I'd like to hear this myself.
I'm good.
You're good.
How are you, Jacob?
I mean, I'm great.
Sunshine.
I'm having the time of my life. I'm surrounded by friends and
family.
Can I finish a story? Nobody on this podcast gets to finish a thought. Have you ever noticed?
Yes. My wife tells me all the time.
Oh. Rumford, you look great. You've got a vest on. It's necessary in this work to wear a vest.
Pants.
Vest, shoes. Yes.
Shoes.
Check the box for shoes. It's going to be an exciting day here. The weather's pretty. Everything's perfect. And now it's time for the podcast that kicks ass. It is everybody's favorite, hastily assembled, unrehearsed program in pro rodeo. Would you please make welcome, in a very even tone of voice, Josh Hambone Hilton and Justin Rumford.
That was, I thought in the production meeting you said, I'm going to get into it real quick.
No, never.
Jacob, since you are on the mic, to get day, whatever day this is,
6.
to get this day kicked off, have you know what one of the trending things is on social media is what's your ick, which means what do you not like. So what are some of your NFR icks?
Oh, yeah, we got 20 minutes. Let's
Jacob,
go.
tell us, what don't you like? After 5 rounds of the NFR, what is a couple things that Jacob Moorhead does not like?
I don't like Night Ranger rocking America, but we hadn't even got to that part yet. That's coming. What else don't I like? I don't like being propositioned by old ladies in a restaurant in downtown Las Vegas.
And by proposition, do you mean ladies of the night?
No. These were actually women who came.
They were just old ladies that were there to have a good time. Look, I'm
not.
taking this over. Shut up.
Let's welcome Will Moorhead, Jacob's brother. Will. Thank
Hi.
you, doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jacob has a long list of things that he hates in general, whether it's the NFR or the rest of the year. We all know about the shoes. That's been around for a long time.
The Birkenstocks.
Anything that shows toes,
Yeah.
especially if the feet are unwell kept. Like the guy that I saw the other day with the purple feet.
If you have feet that shouldn't be seen by the general public, same thing for midriffs, cover them. God invented shoes, shirts, tarpaulins, all for these reasons. Cover yourselves. Enjoy yourself, but do it undercover. That's what makes the most sense. Don't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's something you don't like?
Which one?
We'll go round and round. I mean, I know you don't like each other from time to time, but I mean, what?
Look at those two. Were you guys twins?
Yeah.
Same parents.
Same parents.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
They kind of look alike.
I guess not.
They kind of look alike in the face. The first time
Will has a neck.
The first time I met Will, they're like, this
shit.
This is Jacob's brother. I'm like, that is so nice of their parents that they adopted. That is so
To be
cool.
fair, the first time we met, I think, was in Rosenberg when you got mad because I was out running shirtless.
That is a rodeo ick for me.
Running shirtless?
It wasn't that
It wasn't during the rodeo.
It wasn't that you were running shirtless. You were running.
It was just that you were running.
My son, his underwear are about this big, and that's the size of the pants that you were jogging in. If you don't like toes, Will, you were running almost naked across the parking lot to establish dominance over some of us who don't have six-pack abs.
And I would say, based on us talking about this now, like 4 years later, that I did establish dominance.
Well, he's just mad because as you're running in there, he's elbow deep in a bag of Funyuns inside of his trailer looking out at the world.
Do they still make Funyuns, or did they make like a large batch of those in 1980?
No. Yeah, maybe you're right. But no, I just found a wrapper of Funyuns that he ate and leaves in my truck. Rumford has this uncanny talent to leave empty things in your vehicle.
You know why
he does not take them with him. Bottles. Used to be beer cans, and he'd love to stuff those in different places, but now it's just Ultra Zeros.
You know why I left
bags of Funyuns.
You know why I left those Funyuns in here is because what he did. Oh, there's Brady Hageman.
Hi, Brady.
World's most eligible bachelor. Just kidding, he's married. But I get this deal of Funyuns once, and I tell Hambone, I'm like, hey, I got some Funyuns. And he was mad at me, and he grabs a full bag of Funyuns. Funyuns only taste good if they're in complete circles. And he takes a bag and crushes them up and then throws them on the floor like a real a-hole. So that's why I've been putting trash in his truck.
Because apparently the taste is different if they're not.
You made it into powder.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
Back to the NFR.
Yeah, let's get back in.
The NFR icks. So I got to tell you about my awesome story from last night. I meet a lot of drunk people while working in the casinos. I had an older guy, probably 76, and he was your stereotypical NFR-looking guy. Had on 13 NWZ Wranglers. He had on New Balance shoes. he had on the Wrangler shirts that you buy at like Boot Barn that say Wrangler. You know, like the committee.
Oh, yeah, like the old ones that are in like size 85 font going
Yeah.
down the side. The W wraps around the
Yeah.
arm. Mhm.
I mean, this was the most stereotypical NFR guy ever. And he goes, I've never met this guy. He says, Rumford, come here. I need to talk to you. I'm like, oh shit. All right. So I kind of bebop over them like, hey, what's going on? You know, I was trying to be nice. And he says, I need you to talk to somebody at the Thomas and the Mac. And I said, about what? He goes, I've been noticing that ground is off. That's why Brittany Posey's horse fell the other day, because who's ever working the ground ain't doing it right. They get in the ground too deep. Then bulldog steers getting their feet caught because they ain't doing the ground right. I've been doing the ground at these rodeos for 47 years, and I would love an opportunity to talk to them at the Thomas Mack. I'll come out and do it myself, because who's ever doing the ground sucks. What are you laughing at?
When you told this story a minute ago, he was a different guy, not Benny Butler. Now he's just
Well,
Benny.
he's like a Benny Butler cross.
Okay.
But
Go
anyhow,
ahead.
I don't know anybody at the Thomas and Mack except for Hambone, really. But who do people that's my ick. Do people that are walking around here, do they really think that you can just call the NFR and suggest someone to work their ground? Jacob?
I'm letting that lay just
Yeah.
a minute, because
I'm
they
out
really
on
should
this.
come up with an 800 number that you can call and we could use the messages.
And for whoever is listening, just so you know, the NFR ground is the same every performance, because it is worked the same. It is tested in different areas for moisture content. I mean, the ground, it's not just some guy that they're like, hey, Bill, let's go work the arena. It's worked at the same time. Everything about the NFR ground is, there's a whole team to make sure that it is the same every day. So to that old guy, there's not just a random person on a tractor working it however they see fit. And ick number 2 is people, like you talked earlier, like I know NFR fashion's like a big thing, but there's a lot of people wearing outfits that probably shouldn't be wearing those outfits.
Oh, God.
Like, and I don't mean this rude, but I want to be honest.
But
There was okay, Nick, right there, stand up. This guy's been drinking all day, right here. Stand up. Okay, now pull your shirt up so we can see your stomach just a little bit. Yeah, just pull it up.
no, we can see the back
Yeah.
too.
Now spin around.
Turn around.
There was a lady that looked just like him, and she had on Daisy Dukes and had her old, and I was like, why are you wearing that? That is not NFR fashion right there. That's kind of a, I don't know. The men have it easy, because if you wear a long sleeve shirt and a vest and, jeans, you can still look good. But like some of the NFR outfits, and like, NFR fashion. This year for NFR fashion, I'm going to wear this eel pelt over my neck. I'm going to wear this sports bra.
Eel pelt?
Is that
An
slick
eel
or,
pelt?
Is that slick or dry to the touch?
I don't know. But did you see the gal on the NFR fashion reel that had cut one of her pant legs off? I mean, almost to where you could see her whole butt cheek, but left the other pant leg completely intact. And did y'all see that one? And I'm thinking, why would you do that? I mean, I guess if you're just half nervous, you just show half your butt.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I'm just glad we're over the putting a headband with a flower on every little girl in the stands. You remember that? About the mid-2000s, every little girl had this gigantic flower on her head.
They all couldn't even sit up.
Yeah, they're like this. Anyway.
But you know what I haven't seen, though? The one thing I haven't seen a lot this year is 1,000 kids with little ropes walking around.
Yeah,
They're all
Ryder,
where I am.
Just Ryder Kisner.
100% of them are where I am, and at the South Point, yes.
Yeah, they're all the South Point.
Yep. I used to work with an elderly gentleman at the South Point who truly loved the kids throwing ropes at the ground. And,
Oh, my God.
And now that's my life downtown. And I also love the kids in downtown Vegas. They're old enough to be away from their parents, but they're still in their junior high letter jackets, that are dated from this or perhaps last year, and they're drinking beer and trying to get away with it. So, yeah, we saw that last night in one of the places we were. Yeah, kid, you're a badass. 2023 junior high champion and this and that with your tall boy.
Must be from Iowa.
You know how it is.
That's about the time we start there.
They
Was
take
it-
them
was
off
it
the
a bu-
milk. They
was
take
it
them
a
off the
Busch
milk
Light?
at 6 weeks and start them. Yeah.
One more thing. I sent it to Hambone, and he didn't even think it was funny.
Wow, I'm sorry.
One
Did
of
I
the-
not respond?
There's a good chance none of the rest of us will either.
Wayne Brooks has said some funny things.
Oh yeah, I showed it. I showed it to Anthony.
This is for real. Last night Wayne said this because I always listen to Wayne so I can make fun of him later. But he goes, "That right there is the secret sauce. That's the Colonel Sanders sauce." Did you hear him say that?
I did. I looked at Will and I said, did he just give away the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices? Because I wasn't halfway paying attention, and I heard, that's the Colonel's secret sauce, yeah.
But
what?
Did you think that was...
I'm an extra crispy guy myself, so.
Do you think that was a did he have to think about that? Like, I'm going to repeat it in my best Wayne's voice. That right there is the secret sauce. That's the Colonel's sauce.
And I guarantee you, Roger from behind him gave him a big old hit on the thigh and went, that's what I'm talking about right there.
So,
you work more of that into your shows, we'll get you the big one.
Do you know what, this is a true story. Anthony and Wayne and Roger, they have to do pre-rodeo stuff. And there's a bull called Insurrection. And so they were practicing announcing the rodeo, and they were kind of joking around. And Anthony was introducing the bull Insurrection. And he says, Insurrection. He says, Roger, you and Wayne may have to take pills for those insurrections. And
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. Not at the rodeo.
Oh.
This is like last week.
Sorry, I was half listening to you.
Well, thanks. And so Roger goes, hey, when it comes to erections, I don't have any problem. You can ask your wife about that. And then Wayne goes, yeah, your wife called me about that too. And then Anthony joking around, he goes, Roger, like he went in harder solution, says, Roger, you've never had any trouble with that? And he said, let me tell you something right now, young man. You put a little bit of my blood in a hummingbird, it'll try to hump a helicopter. That's no shit. That is 100% true. And it's funny because you can see a hummingbird, you know.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm
Rump?
sorry. I had a word with him in advance about let's cut down the amount of time we're spending on broadcast devoted to people crapping themselves.
I've not said a word about it.
No, but see what's happened?
we
into
went
this
worse.
now. Birds are already an issue and feathers and stuff, and now you're talking about sexual acts.
Well, it's been a great rodeo.
No, don't you dare transition like this. Go ahead. It's been a great rodeo. We're all having a great time. Boy, what great rides we've seen and fast times. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah. I love the spirit of competition, the patriotic camaraderie.
You know what?
that
Let's
goes
give
with
away
it.
some jerky
Christy
right now.
Nome
Let's
was
give
here.
away some jerky. Jacob, jerky. Jerky. American beef jerky.
American beef jerky made right here from cattle that are raised in Southern California. Brawley, American Beef Jerky Company. They have all kinds of jerky, but the best
got
is right
teriyaki.
here. Teriyaki, barbecue, all the kind.
Here, for lifting up your shirt.
Yeah, I just met Nick, and he's hungover.
That's yours.
And so
Give it to him, Bandy.
So what I've done is he had a bottle of water when he got here because they're RümpChät people, and he had a bottle of water because he had a rough night. And I went over to this bar, and I watched him order a double Pendleton whiskey. He kind of has a bit of a problem.
That's
That's okay.
Well, well, shoot, let's get into our guest.
Yeah.
Our first guy. You've been watching his stuff online. You need to follow this guy. It's US Cowboy. And there's nobody else in this game that breaks down each event, each contestant, rides, times. It's impressive. So we did a pre-show with him, did our picks with him, and then we're going to kind of bring him up and go through kind of the halfway point where we're at and where the races sit. From US Cowboy, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brett Nierengarten. Come on up, bud.
Brett's like the smartest guy.
Yes.
What's up, Brett?
Like, he doesn't even have papers. It's on. We'll get it.
It's on. We're good. We're good.
He is a wealth of knowledge. Like when you were.
And he can't sit down in a chair, apparently.
What's the percentage of chance of you getting in the chair? No, I'm just kidding.
75 at this point.
But when you came on with us with RümpChät, we did an episode before the NFR. It is crazy the amount of stats you had. especially like with the guy that I bought for Pro Fantasy Rodeo from Kansas, J.R. Stratford, and you were talking about
riding bulls now, 3 in a row.
Who's winning the average, and you were talking about how he has had the highest, I don't know, all the crap you told. But it is just amazing.
Riding percentage?
No.
That's the one.
And turnout percentage. But he rode won more rodeos like Wahoo, Nebraska, Abbeville, Kansas, Mound City. I mean, that JR, if you had a rodeo tomorrow afternoon in the parking lot of the Wendy's off Tropicana and there was a bull ride, he may or may not be there.
And he'd go 90 and win $1,200 and be on to the next one. I was thinking about that this morning. I was thinking about who I recommended and did I look smart. And I feel like we're doing pretty well there. So I'm glad you brought that up right away.
So as far as your team personally, being a statistician and being able to do all that, how are you performing in Pro Fantasy Rodeo?
I'm about where I was last year, like right in the top third or so, which is good because I don't want to, go too high and then it's like, he's kind of insider trading on this. So I like to live like right in that 75th percentile, which is about where I am right now.
Okay, so talk about we're in performance number 6 coming tonight. Walk us through each event. We've been putting up the fastest 3 minutes of rodeo, but now we have some time. So break down each event because everybody that's listening, the projected world champion is something we don't look at. We think about factoring in the average and whatever after the 10th round, but you actually have set a deal for where we can see who is projected to win, and some things have changed. So start with the bareback riding. Let's hear it.
Yeah, the bareback riding is the one that's probably the most locked up, wouldn't be the right word, knock on wood there, but Rocker Steiner's got such a big lead now, over $100,000, and he has about 10,000 more than Dean Thompson had last year that he finished with. So Dean finished with 412,000 or so. Rocker's at about 421,000. So again, he's already well on his way past the total from last year, and he leads by whatever it is, like I said, $107,000. So he's going to be really tough to catch. We were joking back there, like, there is a world where he could somehow buck off the next 5 and probably still win the world championship, which is obviously not going to happen. So that's the one that is just, like I said, kind of.
Do you feel like that's totally locked down?
I don't know if it's totally. I never want to say it here. It's totally locked down, but it's not like you're bull riding either, where you could have $100,000 in ground money. So like Sam Peterson or Jess Pope or whoever it is needs to make $80,000-$90,000 in day money in the next 5 days to do it. Again, that's in a world where Rocker doesn't get a single check the rest of the way. So that's the one that is like the only one right now where it's kind of, we're getting close to, I call it the coronation in rounds 8, 9, and 10 when you've kind of locked it up. He's got that pretty settled there. But steer wrestling, that's where it's really, that's crazy.
My man Ty Erickson,
that was good.
The one that you told me to get, Ty Erickson, he won. He's been doing pretty good, and last night got a no time, broke my heart. Damn it, Montana.
Well, that's a good example of, you talk about the projected world standings with Ty Erickson, because Ty Erickson goes all the way up there, and he's number 2, number 3 in the world, but then he falls out of the average, so in the projected, he drops 2-3 spots there. Tucker Allen moves up. He's now the projected world champion, and Will Loomis is very much in the mix, but this is why I like to think about it this way, because Will Loomis is out of the average, right? Tucker Allen leads the average. That's $95,000. So you have to, at this point, start adding or factoring in at least a hypothetical 90,000 or second place 76,000, whatever it is for Tucker Allen, and Will Loomis has to go chase that, which Will knows, by the way.
Did you know that Tucker Allen got his pickup stolen? Has everybody seen that?
Yeah, that was good.
Everybody in the back, did you guys hear about Tucker Allen's pickup getting stolen? If you see a white Dodge Dually, I mean, heaven forbid you see a white Dodge Dually in Las Vegas this time of year. Somebody put that on there, which I thought was hilarious. They said, if you see a white Dodge Dually, make sure it's not Tucker's. There's a white Dodge Dually every 34 foot in Las Vegas during the NFR.
Well, he got a lot of it back because he won whatever. Well, he split the round wheel the next night and won $32,000 there too.
And I love that Tucker Allen is not a big guy. You know,
it was so funny when him and Will won the round and just like watching them mess around together. It's like take your kid to where he's got a foot and 100 pounds on him. It's crazy.
Did you see the meme that had Tucker Allen and Will Loomis side by side, and then the next picture was Shrek and the donkey?
Oh, that's good.
That was not from Justin Rumford, by the way. And I don't need Will Loomis coming here with his bald head and bopping me on the top of the melon. So, but the steer wrestling, like you said when we did our deal before, you can't really pick who's going to win because the 15th guy in the steer wrestling can easily work up the ladder. I think the year that Jacob Edler in 2020, when we were in Dallas, he came in 14th and won the world. So that's one of the hardest the hardest ones to pick, but I just feel like everybody loves Will Loomis. I want Will Loomis to win it so bad. He's a good person. You know?
He's in the really fun spot that when you are a very, very good timed event athlete and you're out of the average, you just have to go for it every night. So you just get to watch Will like, all right, he could be 3-5 or he's breaking the barrier, but it's going to be felt like you have to stop down and watch when he goes now.
Who's winning the average in the steer wrestling?
Tucker Allen.
Well, I mean, second. I'm sorry about that.
That's so.
You don't know.
We stumped him.
Now I look dumb. I'm trying to think of who it would be.
No,
maybe it's Wags.
No, Wags went out last night.
No, I don't know.
Wags went out last night, and my bareback rider Waylon Bourgeois, who was kind of off the wall, he is kicking ass until last night, and he
got off to a really, really good start. Jess Pope there too, who we recommend in the bareback, just rock solid as always there.
I wanted him to be a couple more points on gunfire, you know. Then I don't know if that horse had.
Dakota Eldridge is second in average.
Oh, thank you. I guess
to
I could look it up on this iPad I have in front of me.
This internet pad right here.
I'm on our prize pack.
In the team roping, though, the guy that you and I talked about, Jonathan Torres, I split my team. I did Tyler Wade, did Jonathan Torres, but I've been doing pretty good in the team roping. But next year, I am not splitting a team.
I'm telling you,
that is so stupid.
It just becomes too much for you. Also, Lightning Aguilera, who he's throwing bombs just like we said he would, and he's won a couple rounds too from that 15 spot.
But he's only at a 42% catch rate, right?
Something like it was last coming. He was first in average time, last in catch rate coming into the NFR, which is kind of played out at the finals. For steer wrestling, you win 1 or 2 rounds. I mean, all these guys, Torres and Profili, or Aguilera and Profili, and Torres and Colton Schmidt, like they're way up there in the top 5 or 6 now after starting 14, 15.
Yeah, I wish. I wish they all could win, but they can't. I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry. I was just looking on ours, and Lando, you're not doing too bad. Is that your Lando's team? Is that yours? That's not you. Okay. Well, no wonder because it's doing well. So your pro fantasy is doing better than your nightlife with the ladies. I think that's what we're saying. So, okay. Anyway, back to where we're at. I think like overall the action, like we were talking before, this NFR has been the best since I can remember. Of just every event, every night there hasn't been. How many times we watched team roping just terrible in that building? You know, they're all just ducking and chucking, but. Chucking and ducking. Sorry, let's reverse that. But the tie down though is it's been really good.
Oh god, that's been my favorite. And seeing Shad kind of erase that deficit, and then last night too, like last night in the tie down roping is what I love about the NFR, because Shad gets a no time, Riley's 11-3, and you're going, okay, that's boring. But if you look back at how this world title is won or lost, it very well could be round 5, Riley put an extra wrap on that calf and getting it to stay down when Shad didn't. And like that is the minor things over there that it's like, oh, it's the 7 flats and the 6/8 and all of that you think about. And then sometimes it's just keeping the thing down for 6 seconds and being smart on the ground. And that's what wins and loses world titles.
Well, and a guy that he's going to be here in a minute, but my guy, Ty Harris, last night, we had to double loop one, the old 2-loop one on the old back corner. But you know, the one guy that I was really pulling for, that I've been buying in daily with Hanchy, he's had a little rough NFR. Didn't really see that coming. I mean, I know those things happen, but I just like those guys. They're just good people. So I know it's very like beauty pageant-esque to say that, like Hambone said, you want all of them to win because, you know, we are fans. But it's the rope. You probably weren't alive because you're 6, but I remember back in the day, you know, I got to be there in the glory days of Cody Ole and Blair Burke and Jerome Schneeberger and Fred, and I mean,
can go on and on.
Rick Keycaffer, just all those guys. But when they used to do, it reminds me now of how it was then, because there's just such a great group of ropers.
Well, you say that. When I worked at the Cowboy Channel, the best thing was all of the like all the back end stuff that we had access to, and so all the time I would go watch round 10 of the 1991 NFR while I was working, and I would watch the tie down. Like that was the number one thing that I would be paying attention to, is when all of those guys came around, and like immersing myself in that part of it, because I say all the time, like I would have loved to watch Cody Ole and Fred Whitfield rope, and now we've got, you know, Shad Mayfield and Riley Webb, which may become the same thing one day. So I do very much appreciate, especially if Shad wins this year, appreciate the kind of developing rivalries. The Stetson and Wasey, like Jeff's been talking about on the broadcast, like Stetson Wright's got Wasey Shaw in his life for the next 15 years, 20 years, especially if he starts taking a couple from him and it becomes every single year who's going to do what between those two guys. So
taking the all around back to the rough style,
which I love. Well, it has been with Stetson.
Well, I mean, for a while when it was just Trevor forever. And
Right. But and that's the thing is it's actually a race. It never was a race. Like, it was decided before we even had round one. But in the past with Stetson, just because he's so good and wins so much money. But speaking of money, this is what's crazy. Shad right now is at $376,500. This isn't counting the average. That's insane. This is right now with 4 rounds left. 376 grand, and then Shane at last he's over double, 146,000.
Yeah,
that's nuts money.
The money everywhere. Like I led off with Rocker's got more than Dean Thompson. He could break the record this year. Stetson's 463,000 in the bull riding. Wasey's over 4. Like, we could have 3 guys, Stetson, Wasey, and Kai, and even you throw in Tristan Hutchings, J.R. Stratford. We could have 4 or 5 guys over 400 or 500. We could have 3 guys definitely over $500,000 in the bull riding this year, which would be crazy.
Did you see that 1985, the bottom hole in the bull ride, number 15, coming into the NFR, had won $32,000.
I saw something in the, I think I saw the barrel race of that. It was like $29,000 in there. And Charmaine James led with $61,000 coming in or something like that.
It wasn't too long ago, and I've said this before, but B.J. Schumacher, 06 world champion bull rider, he'd always say, you get to 80,000, you're guaranteed in.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, you're not
even guaranteed the circuit finals.
So in the bronc riding last night, I was kind of disappointed. I was really pulling for Zeke Thurston on the black tie Sankeys, and I thought that was wrapped up for sure. I mean, and it wasn't. But in the bronc riding, who's in the projections?
Well, this is why the projected matters, because Stetson leads the average by 8.5 points. Zeke Thurston second. So he's gone from number 12 to number 1 in those projected world standings, because, again, Ryder misses his horse out last night, and then you're looking back and you're going, how will that impact the race? He's still number 1. He's still got the big lead. Oh, Damian Brennan wins the round. He's within $20,000. But to me, the real story is Stetson and Zeke are number 1 and 2 in the average, and because of that, they are number 1 and 2 in the projected world standings. So they are the ones actually in control of this race, and Ryder and Damian are chasing, although the world standings as they stand 1 through 15 would tell you a different story there. But that was that surprised me last night, because I saw Damo wins the round at 90, obviously, and like I said, Ryder misses the horse out, and you're going, oh, wow, it's races on between these two guys. They were 1 and 3 coming in. They're 1 and 2 now, and then you look at it and you're going, no, the race is actually between the guys 3 and 4, and those guys are the ones chasing them right now. So Stetson's got a real chance at the Triple Crown, too. I think we should all be, that should be the number 1 story going into the next 4 or 5 nights. He's the projected bull riding champion. He's the projected saddle bronc riding champion. He's the projected all-around champion. Like, it's a very real thing.
I didn't even think of that. Because, I mean, but you look at these numbers. Ryder's at 373. Damian, 361. Dawson, 306. Zeke, 300. Stetson, he's at $90,000 at 283 behind Ryder.
Yeah. But then you add in this hypothetical 96,000 in the average, and that's why they're basically in a dead heat right there. So that's why I'm projected. That's why my Rodeoic is saying the real standings in rounds 8, 9, and 10.
Let me ask, I want to open this up to Garrett and Jacob too, the whole group. What if we took out the average and just added it to the rounds?
I think you would see a lot less guys playing the long game. The guys that are those perennial, aggregate champions and stuff, I think they would have to change their entire way of playing the game, because you wouldn't have, I don't want to call it a safety net, but you wouldn't have that. Like 2 looping calves, they would quit that.
Right.
Because if you're not going to win first, there's no sense in throwing the second loop. So take a guy like Tom Kraus that has had hell this week. Him or even Ty Harris. Ty Harris threw 4 loops in the first 2 nights.
You know what? Let's have Ty Harris come on up here.
Oh, there he is. Let me see you. Ladies and gentlemen, 6-time, and over here, bud, NFR qualifier, and the pride, besides me, of San Angelo, Texas.
He's the original pride of San Angelo, Texas.
Because he is from San Angelo, Texas. I am, brother. 7? Shit. Sorry, bud.
Get up in here.
We need to
Ty.
update our website then. I'm sorry.
Hey, and also, great host of the only
Yes.
real podcast I listen to that's not RümpChät.
Let's frickin' rodeo.
Thanks a lot, guys. It's been a long time coming. I think we've been talking about this for like 7 or 8 months.
Yes. And all the success on that is awesome. We'll get into that. But getting on this conversation, what if you took away the average and just put it all in the rounds?
Would you be for or against that?
I never won anything in the average, so that'd be great.
Because you run and gun. I love it. But, I mean, seriously, what would that – and
So
Garrett makes a good point.
Do we got a statistician? What are we looking at?
Right
If
here.
it pays 8 places in the average versus 94,000, 8 holes, what are they putting? Another 200 and something thousand?
Jacob,
in there?
figure this up.
Yeah, at least
300,000?
250, 300,000 across the
250,
rounds,
300,000 split up between 10 rounds. So you got 25, 30,000 a round, 6 monies. It's probably going to make the go round pay an extra 6,000 a night. So to me, it sounds theoretically better than I think that more like it would make more of a difference than it actually would. To me, the average is a pretty cool deal because the fact that Stetson Wright is your projected world champion, like you were just saying, to me makes kind of makes a cooler storyline to me, honestly.
You would still have to have the rodeo champion, you know, because you can win the average and not win the world. You know, when my good friend when Jerome won it in 2001. You know, he won the average, but he didn't win the world. But it was still pretty badass to be able to say, I won the national finals rodeo. So, I mean, you'd still have that, but, like, just as far as
you still get a saddle, but let's get – because it's so hard. You look at this, and you're like, oh, there's no way. He's got a $100,000 lead. I guess we're so old. I mean, the money has never obviously been this good. But now, I mean, growing up in the way – you had a $100,000 lead. That guy's going to win it. That guy's going to win it all. Now,
I think Joe Beaver says it all the time, but I think the most apt way to describe it is you just want 2 checks on that last night because you can win. You know, if you win the round and win the average on that night, now you win whatever $125,000 on the last night if that happens, which is for someone like Stetson. Like that's why all of this stuff really matters because that's very much in play. He could on the scoreboard be $125,000 behind Ryder Wright. Win the final round, win the average, Ryder not place, and he wins the world.
So have you heard, and Ty, I'm sure you've heard the buzz around there, but you know a couple years ago there was a thought going around about after the 10th round of the finals, they drop off the bottom 5.
Oh, and
they do a shootout round.
That's forever ago.
Well, I know, but I mean, have you ever thought about that concept?
The first time I heard it was when Boyd would come on our podcast and was talking to me about it, and yeah, it's interesting. You know, from an announcer standpoint, it makes a lot of sense because it's easier to hype up the storylines when you're dropping guys off, and it's a lot easier to talk about Shad Bayfield and Riley Webb right now than it is Ty Harris when he's having hell, you know. So, to me, from an announcer standpoint, entertainment, it does make sense. So we do need to figure out, I think, a way for the fans to be more informed. You are a statistician. I'm a rodeo contestant that had no idea that Stetson Wright was the projected world champion right now. You know, like for our fans to be truly invested, involved, informed, we got to figure out a better way for them to know what the hell's going on in our sport. For with the average races and everything that's going on, in my opinion.
Well, nobody puts out the projected numbers. They do that in every other sport.
We will on US Cowboy.
That's right, US Cowboy.
Follow,
seriously, go follow this guy.
We'll have him.
But I'm gonna put that out there to Alan. We're doing some breaks where they're just kind of catching people up. You got to take TV breaks, and so we all have dance cam and kiss cam and all that. But if we could do a break where you go event by event, here it is now. Factor in where if they were in the average where they're at right now, what's that look like? And that would be cool because, like you're saying, then people are like, "Whoa, that's different." Because nobody, I promise you, is thinking about Stetson winning the world in the saddle bronc riding, let alone the bull riding. Obviously, is different, but
in our little media dungeon that we sit down in every night, where they distribute us our little faxed white sheets with all the stuff on it, with all the stats and who does what in the round. They start after, I think it's round 8, 9, or 10, and they say, like, they have the projected all the way down with the actual numbers, with the average factored in. So all of this information exists. And I will say on the Cowboy channel, they've started to do a much better job in the last 4 or 5 years where they'll even flash up during the broadcast, during the rodeo, hey, currently, like you'll see it all the time now, currently first in the world standings, projected third in the world standings and things like that. But again, all of this is readily available and factored in and on the website, and you can see it in the maths already kind of done for you after rounds 8, 9, and 10 there. So it'd be really easy to throw it up and say, if it ended today, this is what it would look like money-wise 1 through 15 right there.
It is on the PRCA website also.
The projected?
Yep.
It's on the rankings page. It's hard to find. Yeah.
It's buried a little bit, but it's there.
It's very discreet. I don't think they want us to know.
And I think that's the great thing about the NFR today that we have with digital media and with Pro Fantasy Rodeo and with it being ready available. I think it makes it so much more of a fan experience where, as a rodeo fan, I can get on Pro Fantasy and know, okay, here's my guy, here's what he's won, here, you can keep up. So as far as following it from a hardcore rodeo fan, which, we are, I love that aspect of it, that we can look at the projections, and do you do the daily?
Yeah,
I have not done crap in the daily.
I saw something, I think it was the Team Roping Journal put it out, and I think this is, I don't want to say good because it is bad for people like Ty, the athletes, to hear things like this, but I think it is good for the sport at large. After Tyler Wade won, he's walking down the hallway there to all of his interviews, and he says something to the effect of like, oh yeah, we won, we got it off Schneid, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a damn if you picked me on your fantasy team. And so to have him, again, it is not good for him to be thinking about that, but to have him say that, like that means there are enough people playing fantasy rodeo that he hears about it, that he is not doing well, which again is not what he wants to hear, but I think that is overall just good for the actual engagement of it, abuse aside. We don't want people DMing athletes like they do fantasy football or anything here, but to be so aware of what's going on like that, I think is good for everybody.
Does anybody ever say that to you, Ty? That there's going to go, got you on my fantasy team, don't let me down.
I just spent 30 minutes up at the booth and I heard it 7 times.
Are you kidding? I did that one time years ago. I said,
Ty, I have you on my fantasy team.
I have myself too.
Got to bet on yourself, bro.
And my banknote.
Hey, there's still 150K out there.
Yeah, I mean,
plus.
Speaking of fantasy, since you brought it up, I'll read you a little Instagram message I got this week. Dog, you got to start dialing in. I get the fun, but come on, dude. Got money on the line here. Let's fire it up. Tie some steers. Stay focused. Let's party hard after some wins. But let's get them tied first. Come on, boy.
Let's go.
Wait, hold on.
Actual
hold on.
Instagram message.
Hold on, let's dissect. Did they say tie some steers?
Tie some steers.
Okay, they're really an expert then. Got it.
But don't you want to respond and be like, oh, start doing good? Oh,
do good at the NFR? Do or don't? Do?
Why did
I
you
almost
just
said,
tell
hey,
me?
man, thanks for the calm. That was actually pretty funny.
I forgot I could win $37,000 a night.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
stupid me.
Everybody's trying to win, but here's probably the coolest thing. My friend in Ponca City, Oklahoma, Tyler Mays, who made the Steer Open Finals, who's a big part with the 101 Wild West Rodeo, not just in my league, in the whole realm of fantasy rodeo, he is dead last.
Who's he have for bull rider? Murtis Deitman?
No. Let's see. He has, for his bull rider, he has Quinn Anderson. I'm not going to, I can't read that. I don't have glasses. His
Julie Plurd.
Yeah, that wasn't the one I was pointing to.
Lefty Holman.
That one right there.
Jade Corkle.
On the tie-down rope.
Ty Harris.
He has Rowdy Parrott, Tilden Hooper, Tanner Tomlinson, Jade Corkle, Lefty Holman, Julie Plord, and Quinn Anderson.
Split his team ropers, that's the problem.
Yeah, I'm never going to do that again. But
I'm going to put PSAs
Yeah,
out
but
about
I got
that.
Wesley and Wade, and my God, the start, I'm going, fellas. But again, I'm not going to be that guy. I would never.
Say, yeah, now he'll call you out. He's going to call you out for it.
No. No, it's just because, my man over here is going to win the next 4 rounds, so it doesn't matter.
So as a contestant, I never was here as a contestant, but after round 5, do some of the guys that haven't won a lot, does the pressure add up? Because, at first I've always felt like, yeah, okay, we didn't do very good the first round. We get, we're kicking off. Second round. But, you look at some of the, like Cole Franks, who is just a phenomenal bareback rider. He hasn't really won a lot. There's several people that, that kick ass all year and they get to the finals, and does the pressure just start kicking your ass after 5th round?
I think everybody's different. You know, I'm sure all of us out here, our brains work a little bit differently in different ways. For me, the second half, even when it hasn't been going good, I honestly just take a breath, and I've never felt more pressure in the second half, because at this point I'm kind of like, I'm going to enjoy these last rounds.
Right.
I've worked my whole life and all year to be here, and I really and truthfully feel more pressure at the beginning anyways. And now at this point, when it hasn't been going good, it's like I might as well just enjoy it.
That's the way I think I would be. I agree with you. It's like, okay, I'm not going to win a world, so F it. Let's go for 37 grand a night. And if I miss, who cares?
And I try to tell myself to be like that at the beginning, but you know how sometimes you can't wire your brain a different way. But that's naturally how I am on the second half.
And here's the thing at Rodeo too. Yeah, you know what? You know, it is what it is. You have the finals you have. Sunday, we all go home, and you're entering Denver. It doesn't matter. Let's like on to the next. Great, cool. Okay, see you later. Denver. All right, Odessa. Let's start entering, and it's you're right back to it. So, but that's a mentality that these guys have. They're professional athletes, and it's more athletic than it ever has been before.
That's
ever.
why I love watching you, Ty, because you are
athlete.
Your whole group of guys, it's just it's a fun group of ropers, because you never really see anybody get really mad. Like, you guys don't throw fits. Like, it's just, well, we're just here to rope. Like, we said before you got down here, we were talking about all you guys now. It's bringing back the days of watching Cody and Fred and Blair and Jerome and those guys, because there's just such a phenomenal field.
There's an amazing field, and I sure am glad that Riley and Shad are doing what they are. So, to bring back that rivalry type aspect, two guys battling it out for a world championship. Shad had some bad luck last night, but it's cool to see it where there's not one guy that's $100,000 ahead and running away with it. I think for the fan aspect, I think it makes it a lot better.
Yeah, and these last couple days, it's just, I feel like the rodeo overall, and I know sometimes we try to dissect it too much, but it seems as a whole, it's just, every event has been fun to watch. There's not been one night we're like, well, that was just, whatever.
It's been outstanding. And I want to ask you real quick. Okay, now, you're friends with both of them, so this has nothing to do with that. But you're insider with the horsepower, the mojo they got going on. You know what they can do. Riley or Shad?
Well,
you don't have to answer that, but what's your feeling? What's your gut? Okay, fine. Don't worry about it. That's tough.
Well,
that's tough.
Like you said earlier, the average does play a big part in it, and Chad had some really bad luck last night with his calf getting up. It's never over till it's over, but obviously you'd have to give the upper hand to the guy that didn't have that bad luck with his calf getting up. I mean, right now.
Oh, I was just going to say, I have a question for you. After a certain point, like you said, you're out of it now. Do you get an opportunity? Do you sit back now and watch and see what Riley and Shad are going to do as a fan and someone who loves tie-down roping?
Yeah, I try to make myself not be like that I'm kind of a little bit like that all the time. I
can't believe that guy just did that. Oh, shoot, it's my turn.
Even when I am involved in it.
Oh, am I up?
Oh, God, I got to go
just
now.
did that, So, yeah, I'm a little bit like that all the time. I just love it so much, and such a respect for the game, and these guys are, I don't care what every older generation says. In my opinion, these guys are amazing.
Well, you all are. Ty, I would love to have Ty like a running back. The athletes these guys are, and they're working out, and we've talked about this all the time. The locker rooms are different, and especially in the rough stock. Yes, there's, they still drink beer and stuff like that, but it ain't nothing like what it was. And you guys are working out. You get the mentality. And now with the Cowboy Channel, you really got it, because your Instagram, like that guy sending you that, you have to be able to block that out. Come on. They didn't have, Cody and Fred didn't have to deal with that,
Cody didn't have nothing to worry about with them ropes, which one's going to be a winner today.
How was that? I want to kind of veer off a little bit in the podcast world, and I'm sure everybody's heard of Let's Freaking Rodeo, right? And your cousin Cole, and how's that been? We've talked about it, like, it's hard to do.
It's hard work, it's a lot to manage, especially scheduling, going and meeting people, and for a while we were trying to get kicked off, and and build up a name for ourselves. We had a lot of cancellations, a lot of people blowing us off. You know, hey, yeah, come next week. Oh, next week comes by. You know, so you're trying to schedule my life, Cole's life, and then somebody else's. It's just, you know, it's hard work.
We get it.
Yeah, I know you do. Yes, 100%. So not easy, but we're thankful. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know one thing: we're not near as entertaining as you two guys. We don't want solo podcasts. We want cool guests to come on and do all the talking.
Well, yeah, it is hard. You know, we can, and that's what I tell people. It's like when it's just us, we're like, oh, let's talk about music today, and depending on what now, after Rodeo, and we can get into the Weller a little bit with Garrett, and we can talk about music. But you guys, where I envy you guys is you got Cole, who's a great videographer. Your cousin, he's made. Go on San Angelo Stock Show and Rodeo Association YouTube, or I think it might be on Let's Freaking Rodeo's YouTube. That bit he made about the match at the Rope and Fiesta this last year was really cool. Riley, it was a rematch between Riley and Caleb Smith, and Caleb, or Riley got him. And so, but it was really cool, and it was kind of like how the match there for a while got, you know, for me, I never really paid attention, to be honest. But being able to have you match was awesome, and my dream is to have you match Joel, your brother.
Ooh.
I would love to make that happen. The committee decides. I don't get a vote.
How awesome would that be?
But it would be badass.
Yeah, no, it'd be an honor. We've been roping together, matching each other since we were 4 years old, 4 years old in the living room, you know. So
yeah.
That'd be unbelievable. I better get to winning. He's building up the accolades for himself right here. I better get to winning.
Kudos, that boy's roping this week, and he's going in aggressive. You know, I was listening to Joe tonight on my headset in the rodeo. I can tune in the TV audio, and I mean, he's just aggressive. Gets the calf. I mean, his ties are tight, concise. Precise, not concise, but I'm proud of him. And then the winner of Joel and Ty matched Dylan the next year.
Well, we could promote that. Let's do a promotion. Let's freaking Rodeo RümpChät, the match of brothers, and then me and Hambone match. Will you mount us?
Come on, yes sir.
You know,
Peso's available, isn't he?
You know what else I
don't think Bird would be like, no.
I got to give you a shout out to what I love about Let's Freaking Rodeo is when you guys first started, there's a couple of people like, oh man, you hear about Ty? I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be great. Like, well, I hope he doesn't just try to do rope and stuff, but you guys get everybody. You guys get everybody from all over, and even though when you had Boyd on, you guys spent the first 20 minutes making fun of me and Hambone at Denver. Well, Boyd did.
Boyd did. Don't put that on me, Rick.
No, but you guys are getting everybody in the circle. It's not just tie-down ropers. You had on the one with Cody Webster was great. Enjoyed that one.
Kai.
The old ones, you know, the Roy Cooper one, amazing.
Yeah.
Like so much cool stuff and great content.
Having all the old Joe and all the old calf ropers, Brent. Yeah. And having those guys and telling war stories, because that was my childhood, right? Those guys, the guys I grew up watching, and so that was awesome to hear. And I get jealous of your nice videos
and I would not mess
clear
with those.
audio that records, and
there's and Hambone's muted.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, okay, I got a question for you. If you could bring back anybody that's retired or dead, what do you think the two greatest matches of all time in the tie-down roping would be?
The two greatest ropers to ever match
in their prime.
In their prime. You bring back in their prime, say anybody, say even Paul Tierney from 1984 versus whoever from now. In their prime, who do you think the greatest match would be? I've asked so many people that, and no one ever really has an answer.
Oh, I got a lot of answers. You know, Roy and Cody would be something for me to watch in their primes. Caleb Smith.
That's I'm gonna say Cody and Caleb for me.
Cody and Caleb was the first one that came to my mind, but I was trying to throw an older generation in there. You know. You know, you got Jim Bob Altizer. That's the house that he built out there at that arena. There's so many amazing ones, but Cody and Caleb to me was the one that came to my mind, but Roy Cooper started all of it too. So I'd love to give him props.
And that's you hear those old Roy Cooper stories. Maury Tate talks about when he was watching Roy, and Roy would pulled up to Hinton, Oklahoma in a red Cadillac, and stepped out like when the calf roping started. Stepped out of the Cadillac with a rope, walked into the arena, stepped on a horse, tied one in 8-2 when no one was 8-2, tied it, threw his hands in the air, rode forward, got his picking string, took his rope off, stepped off, and went back and got the red Cadillac and left. That is cool stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, he was just so much better than everybody else at that time. I mean, in my opinion, there will never be anything else like it because our sport has grown so much in every event, which is great. But there's just something special about he could live a lifestyle and be the type of guy that he was because he was so much better than everybody.
And also, I like the old videos. We make fun of Joe Beaver every year for the leather
knee brace.
The knee brace
on the outside of the pants.
Was his pants too tight?
They were gray. Remember, that was the time of colored jeans.
Yeah, you guys should do like the bull riders. So if you buck off your first bull at the NFR, you have to do something. So
did you see that the other night? The kid in the tighty whities on the outside of his pants. Did you guys see that?
That was pretty good.
Rode a bull at the NFR with tighty whities on the outside of his jeans.
So you guys should do that.
I maybe do that at Sydney, Iowa, but not. Yeah, we're not going to say that word on this stage, sir.
So next year at the NFR, the first guy that missed has to wear a Joe Beaver style knee brace on the outside of their pants to rope in.
I've tried roping a knee brace. I'm like Ned Gump out there.
But I'm not talking about like a fancy, nice, like Don Joy. I'm talking about a Walgreens lace-up knee brace. I feel like that didn't really support anything.
Looks like one of the old like football pads, like the plastic ones that you put around there instead of like the full bionic leg that he'd have now.
Didn't even look real.
Full bionic.
So both of you guys we're moved. We never talked about the barrel race, but Cassie Mowry, of course, has just
she's projected.
Been phenomenal.
Number one but Haley Kinsel now right there with her. But then the average you got
Brittany,
and that's where it gets really hard because they're both in the average too. So I think Cassie's third, Haley's sixth, and that's when you really got to start doing math because they're both going to get a check and you got to add and subtract and blah 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 there. But that one's really really close too, and that's been fun too because Brittany and Emily are still in it as well. So
who's your barrel racer, Ty?
I don't have one.
You didn't for your fantasy team. You didn't pick a barrel racer.
Your fantasy team.
I stay far away from that.
Yeah. Okay, Ty. Top 15. Who you taking home? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry, Ty. I didn't mean to make that weird.
Andrea Busby's on my fantasy team.
Me too. Me too. That was funny.
That was awesome. So bull riding JR is winning the average. I'm going to bail you out on this. From Kansas, he doesn't wear a helmet and he smokes cigarettes and he gets fined every day for the feather.
He has been. I mean, it's kind of exactly like what we thought and knew he could be, that's always cool at the NFR when you have all of the stats and you look at it and you're like, J.R. Stratford's gotten on 4 bulls in his NFR career, but I think he could be really, really good this year, and obviously he was. But he's going to be a world title contender next year. He's been awesome.
Does he have a shot this year?
Better than people would. I don't know, but bull riding's hard because Hayes Waite won $101,000 with the ground money on the last day last year. So if you're JR, there is a world, like even last year in the bull riding, when Josh Frost was up by, I think, like $150,000 on Cooper James, there was still a scenario where if everybody bucked off and Cooper was the only one to ride, he would win the world title, which they'd already declared Josh the world champion the night before, so that would have been tragic. Like, that would have been, after round 9, everyone was telling him he won the world, and he knew afterward, like, that he technically didn't yet. So you're going through, and I think the first 8 guys bucked off in that round, and so you're going, like, Josh is just waiting for anybody to get a qualified ride, but that's like not a plausible scenario, obviously. But J.R.
Like if you had to put a percentage on,
like 1 or 2%, but even then is like more so than you would think coming in. Like I'd say let's say Stetson 60, Kai 30, Wasey 8, and then J.R. and the other 2, 3, 4%. But like a real chance, like an actual percentage chance for sure.
Who's your bull rider that you picked in pro fantasy? Not like your
Kai Hamilton.
I liked it. Kai, when he gets off, he's just smiling.
Yeah.
Well, Kai doesn't. He doesn't even look like he's got the problem of making it look too easy. Like last night, I watched his ride and I turned to someone right away. I was like, "That's 92 points," and he was 88 3/4. But I thought that was an incredible ride. And then the one
He's riding good.
I think the one the night before, he was 85, 86 points, 42, 43-point bull, and he didn't move off the center the entire time. So I think that's been the most impressive. I mean, even Stetson, he's riding bulls, but he's getting a little wild. JR, same thing. I mean, Kai is just so perfect technically when he rides bulls. It is really, really cool to watch.
And he got off good without taking a crash.
He always does. He just, I mean, he quite literally steps off it. Well, I guess not always, but.
He's, what Donnie say? He went to the J.B. Mooney of School of Getting Off.
Well, made the whistle.
Because he tries all the way to the end, so he usually ends up underneath of him.
Yeah, but when I guess I'll say, when he really rides, when no one, like Stetson's up there too, but no one is cleaner when they just hop right off one and
I was so
back to the
worried
shoots.
when Stetson got stepped on the other night.
He was like sitting there and the bull split him. I'm going, ugh, because that's how he went down in Puyallup in the Bronx. When the Bronx stepped on him, he was kind of sitting in it. Oh, I was scared because I'm telling you what, noticing the bull riding there, used to be the bull riding would start and there'd be a mass exodus. Like half the Thomas and Mack would leave. They're staying because of these top guys. Because of Kai and Stetson and Wasey, and now JR, up in there. But there's a race now.
The fact that it's a race, right? That's what I was saying about the calf roping. Like it was Sage Kimsey dominating every time, and so Sage was that great. But the fact there's a race and the bull riding makes it way better watching, in my opinion.
Absolutely, and that's the whole thing. They want to see, and they just want to see Stetson. Stetson is, I don't know. I've never witnessed anything in any sport that this guy. I mean, maybe Michael Jordan. I'll compare him to Michael Jordan any day.
100%.
He's the greatest rodeo athlete of all time.
He is.
Oh, that hands down.
Because when he comes back there, like he does things that aren't supposed to happen, but you don't think they're not supposed to happen when he comes. Like he comes back and he wins first round in the bronc riding, and you're like, oh yeah, of course Stetson won the first round in the bronc riding. And then he wins another round in the bronc riding, and you're going, oh yeah, of course he makes $125,000 in the bronc riding, but he's not supposed to make more in bronc riding than he is in bull riding. He was number 12 in the bronc riding. He wasn't supposed to win the Triple Crown, but if he does win the Triple Crown, people will say, oh, he's Stetson right. Like, of course he did, but that's again not the problem, but he does make it look too easy where it's just everything is so expected when it shouldn't be for him.
Well, last night, though, he got bucked off, and he was like flailing around. I'm going, I just get scared because I don't want him hurt. Because rodeo is better with him.
But you should hear the people at like our watch party. When you don't think people are dialed in, when somebody misses in the roping, when Stetson gets stumped on, the place goes quiet. And this is a bar full of drunk people that are loud and obnoxious. And when stuff goes, I mean, it goes dead quiet. People are zoned in on the road. I mean, it's cool because we have so many fans. I mean, who would have thought in 1985 when you moved it here that there would be over 42 places hosting parties for people that can't get in the Thomas and Mack? You know?
Something I wanted to point out with Let's Freakin' Rodeo that we were talking about earlier. It's cool now. You guys were talking about the old stories. You get Roy Cooper on, and he retells the stories. Now we have places like that where they can tell them in real time, where Stetson goes on the podcast and tells, I think for the first time, the story about how he thought he was going to have to retire and he might have been done, and it retore, and no one knew that. And that's a story you wouldn't have gotten until he retired 15 years down the road in the past. Now you get it during his comeback before the next NFR. He goes on the podcast and lays out everything that happened, and that's a legendary story that he told on that podcast.
I heard that Stetson's not real. Have you heard that conspiracy theory?
I would believe it.
I heard that Stetson's AI.
I would not be surprised if he was made in a computer somewhere, on Weird Science when they make the chick
in the mountain.
The rocket comes and
in the
Weird
mountains,
Science
in the mountains of Utah, in a back cave. There's a bunch of Utah people creating rough stock cowboys. They're pumping out cowboys in blue shirts.
Blue shirts. And I love the haters. Talk about haters again. And you see comments, and they got to be trolls, like not real accounts, because the blue shirt bonus is such bullshit because they're just good.
Have you seen the glue guy? There's a guy who comments on Cowboy Channel, US Cowboy. I'm sure he's gotten in Let's Freakin' Rodeo before that anytime a right does something, he'll go on this long diatribe about how they're gluing themselves to. Yeah, it's a big word right there.
That's you're getting above us. So.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, go ahead.
He'll make a long statement about how they're using glue when they're cheating and then everyone comes in. It's great, but it's the same. It's one guy. And he comes in every time, and he is like, this guy is in his home, and he is convinced that
Let me
they
tell
are
you,
cheating.
Glue ain't keeping nobody on.
Well, this guy, talk to Craig, because he thinks they are.
Craig. Craig, shut up. Go get a job, sir.
It's the same thing as when the Kansas City Chiefs were winning every game. Oh, they bought off the refs. They bought off the refs. And then this year, we have a horrible year, and for the Kansas City Chiefs, their record is 6-7, and they suck.
That is
and
the dumbest thing ever created.
That is their record.
I know, but the 6-7.
I didn't bring
So
it up. You
stupid.
did.
Okay. Anyway. All right. Well, let's get these guys out of here. They got a busy schedule. Ty, I know you got a busy schedule, and man, just thank you for being awesome. Thank you for being a San Angelo Stock Show and Rodeo endorsee and representing our town so well. And I mean, you're a celebrity everywhere, but in that town, this guy never has to buy a drink. I promise you that.
Yeah.
But
thanks a lot for having me, man.
That's awesome.
Be sure to tune into his podcast, Let's Freaking Rodeo.
And
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
Got a booth up here.
if you go right up the escalators, right out here and down the hallway, they're right by the live stage upstairs. So go see Ty and Cole and the crew up there. And but congratulations, 7 NFRs, a lot of cash. Let's go win some. Like, do some, boy. Tie some steers, boy. Let's go, boy.
Do some, boy.
Do some, boy. Brett Nierengarten, US Cowboy. Go follow his pages. It's really good stuff. And Pro Fantasy Rodeo, thank you for that, too. So
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ty. Appreciate you, brother. All right. Before you all go over here, Western Justice, fighting bad legislation, Western way of life. There's a lot of idiots trying to pass laws and everything, and they need our help. Those guys are on the front lines. So go get a free T-shirt, sign up. I don't know if David's around or not, but I'm sure he is. But the staff is over there. Go visit with them.
Yeah.
And we got to get Pete Carr.
Yeah, let's tonight let's go to our Pete Carr Pro Rodeo Rough Stock Report from our good friend Pete Carr from Pete Carr Pro Rodeo. Tonight, the guy we were talking about, #1 in the average, J.R. Stratford, has got a bull. Now, it's not ETO. It's pronounced Eto.
Eto?
Eto.
I would tell the announcers that.
So J.R. Stratford in the lead. Jayco Roper, Worth the Whiskey. That is a phenomenal horse, and we're pulling for Jayco. He's been on RümpChät. He's a good friend of ours. He's got 2 lovely little twin girls. We would love to see Pete Carr get another buckle on the stage at the South Point. So that's your Pete Carr Pro Rodeo Company round 6 matchups. Worth the Whiskey.
But today, the whole show was brought to you by our friends at Pathway Ag.
Oh, yes. Pathway Ag offers the expertise needed to increase your yields and profitability. They deliver high service and professional workmanship that exceeds customer expectations. Visit pathwayag.com to learn more. All you farmers out there, get your butt on your wife's phone, because we know you don't have smartphones, and go to pathwayag.com and check them out. Should we give away the whiskey? Pendleton Whiskey Desk.
Who wants some whiskey? Who wants a bottle of whiskey?
Let's give it to somebody here in a vest.
Some sort of vest?
If you have on a vest, you're qualified. Nobody?
Right there. Here you go.
Where? Do we have a vest?
Yeah,
where?
stand up, sir, and black ball cap.
Oh, yep. He's got on a vest and a mustache.
Okay.
He checks every box. He's got his last name across the back of his belt, too.
Second place gets American beef jerky. Get it. Bandy will get it for you, sir. There you go. Congratulations for wearing a vest. Good job.
Yeah,
I like vest weather because it somehow, I think, it makes me look,
yes.
But it doesn't.
And a big thanks to Cinch Jeans. Lead, don't follow. Available everywhere. Great Western wear is sold. We want to thank everybody that's helped us today. Another great day here at the Pendleton Desk at the Cinch Stage.
Oh.
Free T-shirts in the corner. Sign up, sign the petitions, and help save rodeo. Be a part.
I did that.
Let's keep making what?
Nothing.
I know. I heard you say that, but you didn't say free T-shirts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, free
Okay.
T-shirts.
Hey, tomorrow, the great Miles Hare is here. Dwayne Hargo Jr., who was a great bullfighter and also Hollywood actor.
Big bullfighting day.
Yep. In Brawley, California is a rodeo of the day. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock right here on the Cinch Stage. Thank you, everybody.